Welcome back to Mental Math. Today we have one of the most infamous series in all of mathematics, 1 minus 2 plus 3 minus 4, and so on. At first glance, it seems the sum should just grow infinitely large in alternating directions, but incredibly, mathematicians have assigned it a finite value. That value is 1/4. To understand the controversy, let's first look at the partial sums. The first term is 1. The sum of the first two terms is -1. The sum of the first three is 2. The sum of the first 4 is -2. And the sum of the first 5 is 3. The partial sums do not approach a single value. They oscillate, and their magnitude increases without bound. In the language of calculus, the series diverges. If we plot these partial sums with the number of terms in on the horizontal axis and the sum s sub in on the vertical axis, the divergence becomes clear. The points jump back and forth, moving further from the origin with each step. They never settle on a limit. So, how can we say the sum is 1/4? We don't. We assign a value using methods that are consistent with normal sums for convergent series, but which also give meaningful answers for some divergent ones. This is the idea behind regularization. Let's use a clever, though non-rigorous method. It involves a simpler divergent series. Consider the series A equals 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1, and so on. This is Grandi's series. Its partial sums alternate between 1 and 0. Now let's play a little game. What is 1 minus A? We substitute the series for A. Distributing the minus sign flips every term. This gives 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1, and so on. But notice, this resulting series is identical to our original definition of A. So we have the equation 1 minus A equals A. Adding A to both sides gives us 1 equals 2A. Dividing by 2, we find that the value assigned to Grandi's series is 1/2. Again, this is not a traditional sum, but a value assigned by a self-consistent heuristic. Now, let's return to our original series, which we'll call S. Consider the expression A minus S. We subtract the series S from the series A term by term. Let's group the terms. The first term of A minus the first term of S. The second of A minus the second of S, and so on. This gives 1 minus 1 plus -1 minus -2 plus 1 minus 3, and so on. Now let's evaluate each of these parentheses. 1 minus 1 is 0. -1 plus 2 is 1. 1 minus 3 is -2. -1 plus 4 is 3. Look closely at what remains. It's our original series S. So we have a new equation, A minus S equals S. If we add S to both sides, we get A equals 2, SP. And since we've already established a value for A as 1/2, we can substitute that in 1/2 equals 2, S. Finally, dividing both sides by 2, we arrive at the remarkable result, S equals 1/4. This result might feel like a trick, but it is supported by a more rigorous concept from complex analysis. Consider the well-known formula for a geometric series, 1 over the quantity 1 minus x equals 1 plus x squared, and so on. This identity holds true only when the absolute value of x is less than 1. Now, let's perform a legal operation on this series. We'll differentiate both sides with respect to x. Using the chain rule on the left and the power rule on the right, we get 1 over the quantity 1 minus x squared equals 1 plus 2x plus 3x squared, and so on. This is also valid for x between -1 and 1. Here comes the illegal step. We are going to substitute x equals -1 a value outside the radius of convergence. On the left, we get 1 over the quantity 1 minus -1 squared. On the right, the terms become 1, minus 2 plus 3 minus 4. The right-hand side is exactly our series, S. The left side simplifies to 1 over 2 squared, which is, of course, 1/4. This technique, called analytic continuation, provides a more formal basis for our heuristic result. We are extending the domain of the function to include a point where its series representation diverges. So, what does this all mean? It's crucial to state that the sum of this series does not equal 1/4 in the traditional sense of a limit. Instead, 1/4 is the value assigned to the series by powerful regularization methods, like Zeta function regularization, which are essential tools in modern mathematics and physics. Far from being just a mathematical game, this value appears in real-world physics, for instance in the calculation of the Casimir effect and in string theory. It is a beautiful example of how mathematics can find meaning in the seemingly nonsensical. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the infinite, please consider liking the video and subscribing for more explorations of mathematical ideas. See you next time.